All right, and we're live. Good morning, everybody. I am Joanne Johnson, Executive Director for the Oconee County Chamber of Commerce, and we have a county update this morning, and I know that y'all were expecting Amanda Brock. However, she is out in the field and doing some things. She is not able to make it, but Annie from Economic Alliance has graciously agreed to come on and fill in for Amanda. And Annie, welcome, and thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Amanda sends her regards to everyone and thanks everyone for their continued support, but she just couldn't make it back to do the video in time. So she sent me her remarks, which I'll try to just, read. So it is Amanda's words, but thank you for this opportunity. The county certainly appreciates it to be able to update both, your group and then, the larger population in Oconee County.
Absolutely. So tell me, have you had a chance to get out and see what it looks like downtown?
I have not. What I did this last week was tour the properties that economic development either owns or represents. So the Seneca Rail Park, which is off of Wells Highway, very close to Utica area. So there was some tree damage around there. We really just wanted to make sure that the Oconee Economic Alliance staff was staying out of the way. That was one of the more important things last week. There's a lot of people working in the recovery effort. So the last thing we needed is more cars on the road or more people just driving around to look. But, from Amanda's perspective, she said, disaster recovery efforts continue to focus on the Seneca and the Utica areas. Fortunately, the storm damage really didn't affect the central business district. The businesses had some minor damage and power outages, but they are returned to business as usual, which is great.
Which brings us to a question. So per the governor's order last night, the stores are reopening this morning. How is that looking? Have you had a chance to talk with anybody?
I have not. So from the order last night, the executive order, the 18/2020, it still only opened certain stores. So it was furniture, jewelry, shoe stores, some retail, florists, and a few others. And, all of that information is on the governor's website. So those are reopened, but they still have to follow a lot of the rules from his previous executive order when it comes to how many people can be inside those stores. But, we're excited. This is the first step to kind of get the economy back online, both in Oconee County, obviously, but throughout the state. And then later on, the governor is going to be working on his Accelerate SC plan, which is revitalize and, support the economy as we get back up and running to 100%.
Absolutely. And yeah, so everybody needs to still abide by the precautions and the 6 feet rule and all of that. And we're still going to see a lot of masks on people just because the stores are open, which of course we're thrilled about. We want that. That's the end goal. But the pandemic still exists. And so I think it's important to note that let's not just go run willy-nilly all through the streets and everything's fine. And it doesn't just mean you have this pandemic and this virus that's here. And well, as of 5 o'clock today, it no longer exists. So we all need to be keeping that in mind. But absolutely, it's thrilling that some of our businesses are reopening. Have we heard anything on when he may order other stores to open? Because I know gyms is a hot one and hair salons. I get that one every day. So
yeah, I mean, you can't see it out of the picture, but my hair is like a foot longer than it usually.
I have different issues, but yeah, I've got my hairstylist on speed dial. So
no, he has not released any information. There's no indication yet about gyms or any of the other services that are typically closer in contact. So we're still under the statewide worker home order, so that would fall under that. But, I think that will be part of his Accelerate SC programming. I mean, he's got an advisor group of 30 people that come from both service providers, manufacturing, hospitals. I mean, it kind of runs the gamut of the economy. So I feel with that group supporting him that he'll come up with a great plan that we'll be able to follow in the next 30 days.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about the efforts that are going on, and I keep focusing on downtown because that's just where the hugest part of the damage. Borg Warner as an example. Have you, before I get into this, have you heard anything since Economic Alliance handles the bigger business? how many employees are in Borg Warner?
Um, Typically, I think the last estimates were between 900 and 1,000. You know,
That's what I thought.
mhm. But we don't have an exact number per se, but
Right,
that's generally where they fall. They are our
right.
largest manufacturing employer in the county.
And have you heard anything about their reopen date?
No, we don't have any official information to share. You know, they've got a lot of people on site and they're working hard to clean up and kind of plan for the rebuilding process, but that's all the information that we have right now.
I know they're hoping soon. My husband's on that crew. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
hopefully it will be soon. I don't see him much anymore. He goes and does his regular job during the day, and then he does third shift over at Borg Warner as well.
Oh my
So
goodness.
he, they're working very, very hard. But that's why I asked you, because I don't know that exact date either, but hopefully it's soon.
Hmm.
But that was really something. And they are one of our largest employers, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. Yes.
And of course, we saw that BASF yesterday donated the 50,000 for the efforts, which was great. Um, that kind of takes us to what we're seeing throughout the community, Annie, about everybody pitching in and businesses helping other businesses and people helping people. Isn't it just the most wonderful thing?
It's tremendous just to see it on the news at night, see the whole community chipping in to help, whether it's donations or financial support like BASF, which was incredible. $50,000 is huge. But also, you know, all the groups coming from outside the county to assist with the cleanup. But, you know, when it comes to donations, this is a huge part of the recovery effort. And, you know, we still encourage residents and businesses to donate, you know, non-food items to the Shaver complex. That's where they're being accepted by the county. And we have a coordinator on site who's managing that. But then also any food items, we certainly encourage everyone to keep donating to the Golden Food Pantry, because that's kind of how we're distributing the food items right now. But then, like you said, the community coming together, there's so many businesses, both from downtown and also the 123 area, even in the Clemson area, who are coming in to bring hot meals and donate their time and their services, you know, to the residents and making sure that they have a hot meal. So that's been incredible to see. We really thank our business community for stepping up.
And our churches too. And I
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
Foothills, they've done over 10,000 meals this week. And
Hmm.
many of the other churches are the same way. And there are so many smaller ministries too that are really putting out a lot of work, a lot of nonprofits. I was going to ask you though, Annie, I understand that Shaver being the command center, okay, as
Hmm.
far as receiving the donations, is it a correct assumption that even if it's United Way or the smaller ministries, are we wanting them to bring everything once they get it to Shaver, or are they supposed to be distributing from their own organizations to wherever they want right now?
I think my understanding is anything like a individual wants to donate, they can bring it to the Shaver complex for the non-food items like batteries, flashlights, you know, any kind of paper products, feminine products. You know, these are in desperate need, even diapers. But you know, as far as United Way, it is a separate organization, and they have, you know, they will be sending out their donations and how they see fit. So it is a separate organization, but they are, you know, we're kind of marching together. They're doing the right thing. So if you want to come to Schaefer, that's fine. It's, you know, it's a personal decision. If you want to support the United Way and take your donations there, that's perfectly fine too. But I would be remiss, I forgot to mention it earlier about BASF when we're talking about $50,000. Well, Duke has also
Yes.
committed $20,000 to the community, both Pickens and Oconee. So we certainly appreciate their support. You know, another
Absolutely.
employer in the county. We appreciate everything they do, from linemen down to their donation.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's not only that, it's the labor, the effort that Duke Power has put into all of this, just like Seneca Light and Water and all of the linemen and all of the crews. And I mean, these folks have worked tirelessly to to get the power up and running. And that is quite a feat. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how many people did we have out of power at one time? This isn't anything that we've seen before. And these folks didn't sleep. They just went out there just all day, all night, and just until they got it done. And I know there are still some areas without power, but it's not for lack of trying. They're certainly getting there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I previously worked for a power company, and so storm management is a well-oiled machine, and the linemen are out there from sun up to sundown, making sure that the power comes back on both safely, but, quickly. And so we really thank our linemen, both from Berkeley Electric, I mean, not Berkeley, sorry, that's where I used to, from Blue Ridge to Duke, to the city of Seneca. I mean, they're still out there trying to restore power. So we're very thankful for all of their hard work.
Yep. And we've got GoFundMe accounts that we're seeing on Facebook and things for, different individuals. Does the county have anything set up to do some sort of a GoFundMe or anything that will be evenly distributed between all of the people that were affected by the tornado?
So the county is not creating a GoFundMe, and neither is the city. It's not a vehicle that they're going to use, but they have created the Seneca Tornado Relief Fund, which is managed by Oconee Federal. We want to stress that fund goes to every person affected by the storm, whether than the city limits or not, because obviously there was a lot of damage outside of the city limits as well.
Yes.
But it is called the Seneca Tornado Relief, but it goes to everyone. So you can drop off checks at the branches, but you can also mail them to City Hall or again to Oconee Federal. And that's called the Seneca Tornado Relief Fund.
Absolutely. Can we talk about FEMA? Do we know if they're here yet or what the plan is?
They are not here yet, but they are currently in their assessment phase, which is not on the ground. So right now it's not on the ground, but hopefully I think they will provide us with some updates here soon of when they might be here, but they are currently not here in Seneca.
Okay. And one more question about donations. Are we requesting or saying anything about people who are bringing in cash who are not 501c3s?
Certainly, yes. We want to urge both businesses and residents, if someone is asking for cash, we really encourage you to donate to the official organizations, whether it's United Way, whether it's Salvation Army, or that fund established by the city and the county. I think that's the most important thing, because you will be issued a tax receipt from those organizations, and that money will be handled well and professionally. Cash donations, we just wouldn't encourage it right now to people and or organizations that are not nonprofits.
Yep. Okay. Last question. Do you know, from a county perspective, tell us, what can we do to help the county right now as residents?
I think Amanda had a specific answer for this, but I'm gonna make sure I answer it correct. Okay. Honestly, it would be, making sure that we remember that we are still under an emergency order, both from the county and the governor, and still need to follow social distancing rules, the 6 feet apart, wash your hands often and for at least 20 seconds. The CDC also recommends the face covering. You'll see a lot of pictures of people out and about now. I think with the tornado, it's easy to forget that we still have this disease out there and it's easy to contract. So we want to encourage everybody that if you don't have to leave your home, then please stay home and then follow all the CDC recommendations. And then also to encourage everybody, if they can, to donate funds. Or donate goods to Shaver United Way. It's really important. We're still in the throes of the recovery, so every little bit helps.
Absolutely. Annie with Economic Alliance, I thank you for filling in for Amanda Brock from the county. You did a great job. I appreciate it. I know it was a very last minute change, so thank you. You did great. We appreciate you and everything that you do. And we know Amanda would have been here if she could, you guys, but things happen. This continues to be a very fluid situation. We're all called in different directions. You might have something planned, and just like this, things happen. But again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all stay safe and healthy, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.
Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye, Annie.
Bye-bye.